ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ॐ समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। Hari Om. Salutations to all. Happy Independence Day. May we truly free ourselves from our inhibitions, from our limitations, from our selfishness. May we serve our country. As Vivekananda ji said at one point in time, he said, Rashtra Devo Bhava. Like we have Matra Devo Bhava, Pitra Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava. He also said Rashtra Devo Bhava. May the country be our altar of dedication. May our actions be such that it helps the country to develop, to progress. And for that, whatever we require, we do and we serve. Gurudev always said, we believe that the service of our country is the service of the Lord of Lords. And devotion to the people is the devotion to the Supreme Self. So, even though we are spiritual seekers and we may be seeking ultimate mukti, but Rashtra Bhakti is a very important aspect of Karma Yoga for Chitta Shuddhi, for purification of the mind. And if each one dedicates oneself to the Rashtra, then only we progress together as a country, sinking our differences, sinking our individualities, sinking our narrow-mindedness. Otherwise, what we see, each state wanting to go its own way, people not believing in the idea of nationalism, calling it hyper-nationalism. If I am proud Indian, if I feel for my country, and if I proclaim that I belong to such a great nation, what is wrong in that? It doesn't mean that I hate any other nation. It doesn't mean that I am against somebody else. It's just a statement of fact that I love my country. And I will do what I require to serve my country. As simple as that. So some narratives keep going on in terms of how nationalism should not be there and we are one citizens of the whole world. Of course, we are one. Vedanta tells us that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the whole earth is one family. But there are functional divisions which are there. So many countries are there in the world. One respects all women, but one loves one's mother specifically because she has given birth, she has nurtured, nourished. This is our Janma Bhumi, Matra Bhumi, Pitru Bhumi, Punya Bhumi. So Bharat especially, such a glorious, blessed land. In the 5th canto in Bhagavatam, it is said even Devatas are waiting and they are in fact jealous of all these human beings and all the beings, in fact, not only human beings. The Devatas are jealous of the beings born on Bharat. Varsha, I mean in the land of Bharat, because this is the land which has been purified by so many avatars, so many sadhus, sants, mahatmas, where spirituality is the core competency, and it has always shown the light to the world. And so, when there are forces working to destroy this country, the people of the country have to rise up to come together and ensure that that doesn't happen. Some yatras are taken out in the name of uniting Bharat, but they are actually breaking Bharat. With all the divisive forces which are out to destroy Bharat, those yatras are done with a sinister plan. So one has to come together that and free ourselves. There's so much more that one can do. And so we pray to Bhagavan today that Bhagavan give us that right vision of serving our motherland and doing everything to ensure that what the Bharat of our ancestors was most glorious, economically very prosperous, developed, such great values, high standards, so much of depth in every field art, literature, music, dance, management, science, in every aspect. May we come back to that Bharat of ours and take it further with all the modern technology and advancements and so many things that we have today. In the march of time, few years we may have gone down because of the invasions, etc. But even there, the resistance, the resilience that our forefathers have shown is exemplary. No other country has survived 1,000 years of attack and retained its culture. Even today, what is happening? How much our brothers and sisters, Bangladesh, suffering? How many areas of our country we have already lost, and yet attempts being made to take more and more from this land. And that's why one has to come together and resist all such attempts where people have put their selfish interest above the nation and they want to destroy the nation. One has to come together and protect this nation. It's the responsibility of each of us to protect the freedom that we have, the geographical boundaries that we have, the cultural depth that we have, economic prosperity, so many things that our country has. We have to come together, protect, strive to increase. And so may Bhagwan bless us with that spirit of dedication to our country and serve the country as the worship of Bhagwan only. And may we truly recognize how blessed we are to be born in Bharat. Read that portion of 5th canto of Bhagavatam, because this is the land of Purushartha. Human life itself is karma yoni. We can do our purushartha, we have free will. But in that human birth, one can be born anywhere. Bharat is a special place because here the science of how to turn within has been discovered, and so many paths have been given for different temperaments of people, right from a charvaka or a atheist, a materialist, up to the worshipper of the formless, all types of people. For them, there is a means to know the truth. Encouraging questioning, that's a uniqueness of our Bharat. This land has encouraged questioning, has never suppressed questioning, has never been a dogmatic land. Yes, people become attached to their opinions and they become fanatic sometimes, but the culture of this land has not been like that. Our scriptures, our great masters, they have always accepted thoughts from everywhere and respected each one at their own level. Ano Bhadra Kratavo Yantu Vishwataha. From the entire world, may good thoughts come to us from everywhere. There is no limit. And so, this is beautiful land, the spiritual land. In the march of civilization, thousands of years, millenniums pass. When the other countries, you see, some of them were not even discovered, they were not even known. In this land, great achievements have happened. So, this is a beautiful Bharat Desh. May we love our country, may we serve our country, may we know more about our country, may we feel proud to be Bharatiyas and carry that legacy forward and ensure that our children, grandchildren, the next generation also becomes aware of what is the glory of Bharat. It is a land of knowledge. Bha means light, effulgence, knowledge, brilliance. This is the land which has worshipped this. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. What a great land is this Bharat. And when that greatness we see sometimes declining because of our own negligence, selfishness, attachments, then is the time to come out of all that and live up to the name Bharat, named after the great king Bharat, who was the son of Rishabdev ji, who ruled in a grand way, did so much for the people, served the praja, made the country progressive, prosperous, and at the right time renounced it. Handed it over to his children, retired into the forest, did tapasya, got attached to a deer and died in that thought of the attachment to the deer, was reborn as a deer, but then understood that array I got attached in the previous life. So he had the memory of all that. And then the next life he is born again in the human form, and this time he lives in absolute vairagya, no attachment to the body, lives as a Jivan Mukta. So that glorious Raja Bharat is the one behind whom our country is named Bharat. So the ideals of pravritti and nivritti both have been taught in this land. How to live a full life, 50 years of pravritti, dynamism, activity, achievement, power, pleasure, prestige, popularity, everything. But in and through all that, see its limitation, and then 50 years is nivritti marg. Slowly withdraw and dedicate oneself to realize the Shiva Tattva, realize infinite consciousness, realize the Atma, and having gained which nothing more remains to be gained. Just think of that question. The student asks the teacher, can you please tell me that knowing which nothing more remains to be known, kasminnu bhagavo vijnate sarvamidam vijnatam bhavati. And having gained which nothing more remains to be gained. It's not that one is not wanting to learn anything more, but it is, can you tell me the way to that infinite, knowing which there's nothing more to be known? And that is our Atma, that is our true self. And that Atma is the self of all the beings. That is the discovery of this land. Madatma Sarva Bhutatma. Yesterday we saw Sarva Bhutadhivasam. Bhagavan is the one in whom all the beings reside, and he is residing in all the beings. Such a glorious land. And when we see that oneness, Atma Upamyena Sarvatra Samam Pashyate Yorjuna Sukham va yadi va dukham sayogi paramo mata. One who sees only the self in everyone, that person lives out of maximum compassion, tireless service. The presence of that person purifies this earth. Modante pitarau nrityante devataha sanatha cheyam bhurbhavati. Narad Bhakti Sutra says that. The ancestors rejoice. Modante pitarau nrityante devataha. Devatas dance. Why? Sanatha cheyam bhur. This earth has got a natha now, meaning the earth has been blessed with one person who has realized the truth. Every single of us, each one of us will at some point realize the truth because that's our nature. How long one will keep going round and round in the cycle of birth and death? This is the land which has taught us how to realize the infinite potential of a human being and infinite nature of the human being. How to manifest my potential in service and how to realize my nature as infinite. Both. This is the glory of Bharat. And in and through all our work, through our profession, through the service to the family, through whatever our hobbies are, in and through all that one can realize. It is not some exclusive thing only which some few people can know. So many great sadhus are great devotees are all grihasthas. Maximum of them. All our gods, most of them are married. So how does one realize that truth? That is this glorious land. Bhagwan has taken avatar in this land. Bhagwan has sent so many sadhus, mahatmas in this land. Anywhere you walk, people will say, here Bhagwan Ram had come, here Sita ji was there, this is Mother Ganga, that is Narmada ji, this is Brahmaputra. All divine rivers and divine places. So much more is there about Bharat. One has to explore, travel, meet people, learn, understand. Then one will know what a blessed land this is. And when I know how blessed land that is, and then I see what the state is sometimes, then one has to put the efforts to bring it back to that state. That is our sadhana, that is our effort. So, may Bhagwan bless us with this. He already gave us human body. He gave us the birth in Bharatvarsha. So many Mahatmas and Sadhu Sangha he has given us. Such knowledge like how Tulsidas ji has written this whole Ramayana and so many other compositions like that, so many saints. So their satsang is available to us. All we need is our mumukshutvam, our intense desire to be free spiritually also and to free our country from all shackles. So, coming to this Rudrashtakam now, our last few days we have been seeing this description or pointers of Bhagavan, his nameless, formless, attributeless Swarupa. Then some of the forms, some of the uh, aspects of his Sagun Sakar Roop and Sagun Nirakar Roop is Omkar. So Nirgun Nirakar, Sagun Nirakar, Nirgun Nirakar, all that has been described. And the last verse here today in this Rudrashtakam, the 8th verse, is a verse of complete surrender. Let us see. न जानामि योगं जपं नैव पूजां न तोऽहं सदा सर्वदा शम्भुतुभ्यं जराजन्मदुःखौघतातप्यमानं प्रभो पाहि आपन्नमामीश शम्भो प्रभो पाहि आपन्नमामीश शम्भो. So, na janami yogam. Bhagavan, I don't know any yoga. The methods with which one unites with the self is yoga. Na janami yogam. Then, japam naiva. Can you do nama japa? No, I don't know how to do japa also. My mind is very fickle. It keeps wandering. Acha, can you do puja? Naiva pujam. I don't know how to do puja also. Then natoham sarvada shambhu tubhyam. Natoham sada sarvada shambhu tubhyam. Oh Shambhu, I have surrendered to you at all times, in all situations. Sada is all times, sarvada in all situations. I have surrendered to you. Natoham sada. Shambhu. O Shambhu. So this shloka, Bhagwan is addressed as Shambhu. Shambhu is also a Vedic name. It comes in the Krishna Yajurveda. Shambhave Namaha. So Shambhu means what? Shambhavayati. One who makes others happy. Yati Shambhu. Bhagwan makes everyone happy. And as devotees of Bhagwan, we should make everybody happy. Because the qualities of Bhagwan we imbibe. Because we adore Bhagwan, then his qualities we assimilate in us. Otherwise, Bhagwan is Shambhu and we are Dambhu, giving dukkha to everybody. Dambha means pride. And one who gives because of pride, ego, one who creates misery for other people. See, Gurudev also gave us such a beautiful motto in Chinmaya Mission. He said, maximum happiness to maximum people for maximum time. That's the motto of Chinmaya Mission. It's exactly Shambhu. Shambhu is one who brings happiness to all. But what we do, we give maximum sorrow to maximum people in minimum time. Experts in that sometimes we are. And we plan for it also. I don't want to tell this, give it back. We should be Shambhu, one who brings happiness to all. How does Bhagavan bring happiness? So many ways. By enlivening this BMI itself, he makes us happy. And when this subtle body withdraws from this BMI, the person is dead, then people feel, "Arey, this person is gone." So they feel sad. Just by enlivening the BMI, Bhagavan makes one happy. Because all these are functioning by his grace. Then he is also Ashutosha, very easily pleased. Of all the Devata, of all the forms of Bhagavan, it is said Bhagavan Shivji is most easily pleased. Shambhu, Ashutosha. And he blesses the devotee with whatever the devotee seeks. So those who are the seekers, bhaktas, they ask, sometimes they want freedom from affliction, like in this one it comes, Tatapyamanam. So I am afflicted by what? Jara, Janma, Dukkha, with old age, with birth, with sorrows while living. I am afflicted with all those. So Prabho Pahi, oh Bhagavan, please protect me from all these troubles. Apan, apat means apatti, trouble. Namami Shashambho, oh Lord, Supreme Lord, you are Isha, you are the ruler, and you are again Shambhu. You bring happiness to all, so you please protect me, bless me. So the devotee who is Artha, who is afflicted, prays to Bhagwan, Bhagwan removes their sorrow by giving them strength, by making them come out of their comfort zone. Different ways Bhagwan will remove the sorrow. We have certain way only in our head that only by this Bhagwan should remove the sorrow. That is our insistence. Bhagwan in his infinite compassion and in his nature as Sarvajna knows what is the best for us at any point in time. Sometimes we pray and pray and pray and we feel that Bhagwan is not listening to my prayer. Why? Because we feel that some sorrow is not going. Some weakness of the mind, some physical ailment, some financial challenge, some social issue. It goes on and on and on. Sometimes one feels, where is Bhagwan even listening to my prayer? But Bhagwan is most compassionate. We should never forget that. He is Shambhu. His nature is to make everyone happy. He doesn't want to see people suffering. Yet, if we are going through something, some karma is being wiped out by the Lord. Some negative karmas are being wiped out by the Lord. And what we would have gone through for a long time, He is finishing it in a short way. So one must have dhairya and dhiraj, patience and fortitude. Bhagwan will take care. No single thought goes for a waste. What to talk about prayer? Every single prayer, Bhagwan, it reaches and it has its impact. So we should never become faithless. We should never feel that what is the use of doing any prayer? Nothing is changing. See, exercise when we do every day, it keeps our body strong, the immunity strong. Even if not every day, few days in a week, etc., we do, the body health is maintained, immunity is strong, and every single moment, the bacteria, viruses, and so many forces which are working on the body, the immunity is fighting all the time. So we are healthy. Same way, suppose we had not done the exercise, we have not eaten properly, we have not slept properly, that Nitya Karma, if we have not done properly, then what happens? We will fall sick. Slightest things we fall sick. So the impact of doing the sadhana is that the person has, even if one feels nothing is happening, if that was not there, so much worse mind would have been. So when we do the puja, it is like that. That's why the Sandhya Vandan or puja or japa, etc., is a part of my Nitya Karma. It is my daily duty. Like how I eat food. Like Gurudev used to say, prayer for the soul is as important as food for the body. Food we know, it is important, we eat, but prayer we ignore. So sadhana has to be done. And so Bhagwan removes the afflictions. Even those who don't pray, for them Bhagwan removes. Then what to talk about those who actually pray? Artha Bhakta, Bhagwan will remove the sorrow. That Shraddha has to be there. That even if I'm going through difficult times, Bhagwan is with me. And it is not some imagination or fantasy or some kind of just some consolation. A lot of people think like that. God is a crutch. God is only a crutch. God is not a crutch. God is the enlivening factor without whom we can't live. We won't be existing at all. He is Isha. He is the ruler, most powerful, because of whom the whole Srishti is there. You and I can't breathe without Bhagwan. Dead body can't even breathe. Shiva is not there, it is Shava. Dead body can't see, hear, taste, smell, touch, nothing it can do. So God is not at all a crutch. God is a reality. God is a truth. Independent of us, God exists. But we can't exist without Bhagwan. So who is dependent on whom? We think that God is a crutch. I exist independently, and only for a short while I till I don't learn to walk properly, I don't become independent. I will hold on to the concept of God. God is a human concept. All this stupidity it is. People who think and they think they are so brilliant. That is all kapol kalpita kalpana. What they are doing is a kapol kalpita kalpana, imagination from their head. The reality is something else only. So many Mahatmas have experienced that state of consciousness. They have had darshan of Bhagwan. If it was only some crutch and some concept created by human beings, how will people across the world realize the truth? So it's not some crutch, not some concept. It is a fact. Bhagwan alone is with us. Life after life, Bhagwan is with us. No jiva comes with us. Bhagwan comes with us. So, in one place, Gurudeva said very beautifully that I can never leave you. Why? Because without me, you become non existent. Because I am the very existence in you. So, even as the self, Bhagwan is with us. As long as I am a jiva, Ishvara exists and Ishvara is in the heart of every jiva. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati. And that Ishvara comes with us life after life. Who takes care of us between this life and the next life? None of our relatives and parents and friends or anybody comes with us. How did we, how are we born? Who gave us the right body? Who brought us in the right environment? Who is ensuring that the karmas are being worked out properly? It's all Ishvara Kripa only. So one who understands this, Artha Bhakta, definitely needs to remember Bhagwan much more. That Bhagwan is with me and he is a source of strength. He exists. He listens to the prayers. He removes the sorrows, gives me the strength to deal with it. Artharthi, whoever wants any specific fulfillment of any particular desire in terms of whatever money, power, progeny, all that, house, promotion, Bhagwan blesses. Tathastu. Even to Danavas, he has given what they seek. Why will he not give to Bhaktas? To Rakshasas, Asuras, whoever has worshipped Bhagwan, he gives. To Bhasmasur, he gave the very boon that Bhasmasur said, whatever I touch should become ashes. He said, Tathastu, gave. We think that man proposes and God disposes. Man does not propose, God does not dispose, God fulfills. That's our culture. And if something is not being fulfilled, that is based on Bhagwan's will or based on our karma. So one has to put more effort. It only indicates put in more effort. So Artha Bhakta prays to remove the afflictions. Artharthi prays for getting some desires fulfilled. Jignasu says, I want to know who you are. I want knowledge. So Bhagavan says, I bless you with that. Jnani revels in oneness with Bhagwan. So Bhagwan is Shambhu. He brings happiness to all by fulfilling their desires. He is Shambhu who makes us happy by showing us how to live in this world with detachment. Shambhu means that, who is so detached, because the only way to happiness is through detachment and knowledge. What we are talking is true happiness, permanent happiness. Pleasure one can get out of some sense engagement, emotional satisfaction one can get out of some relationships. That is very fickle, temporary, it comes and goes. The real happiness comes when there is no attachment at all. Tasya sukham na karoti viragaha. What happiness is not available to a person who has vairagya? There is no situation which can make that person miserable, helpless, depressed. Why? Because there is no attachment. Challenging situations life brings, one deals with it. Life becomes a sport because the attitude is detachment. I will do my best, leave the rest. That is detachment. Detachment is not escapism. Detachment is being anchored within, not depending on things outside. That is being detached. No attachment for my happiness on things, people, and situations. Just think about it. If that much I can practice, I don't hold other people, things, and situations responsible for my happiness. I own it. I say my happiness is in my hands. It is my swarupa and it is in my mind. Nothing can control my happiness. Nothing can make me happy and nothing can make me miserable from outside. It is all in my head here. Prahlad ji was not bothered by what torture his father was doing. He didn't blame his father also. Mirabai did not blame the Rana who came and gave the bowl of poison to her. Tukaramji did not blame his wife or the people around him, some of them who kept nagging him. They took away all his abhangs and compositions and threw it in the river. He didn't complain, he didn't bother. Like that, there are so many who don't depend on anyone outside, who don't blame, but who take responsibility that my state of mind is my responsibility. That comes through detachment. Bhagwan is embodiment of detachment. So detachment and happiness go together, and attachment and sorrow go together. We have a wrong equation. Attachment is equal to love is equal to happiness. That is wrong equation. And detachment is equal to disinterest, escapism. That is wrong equation. Detachment is equal to happiness. Attachment is equal to misery and sorrow. The greater the detachment, greater is the happiness. Greater the attachment, greater is the sorrow. So one who shows by his life bhasma, symbolic of detachment. He lives in the cremation ground, symbolic of detachment. No, there is no selfishness in Bhagwan. Lives for the happiness of all. Took poison for the people, symbol of detachment. Like that, you will see many qualities. Bhagwan, by his form, only depicts detachment. All those who are rejected by the world, he accepts. Because detachment and compassion go together. Detachment and love go together. Detachment and service go together. Detachment and happiness go together. Success and detachment also go together. So the point is, by becoming detached, he teaches us how to be happy. Emotionally not depending on anybody for my happiness. Intellectually, in Shivanand Lahiri, Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya gives a very nice line where he says that Shambho Loka Madiya Manasaha Saukhyopadesham Kuru. That, oh Shambhu, please bless me with that knowledge. Give me the Upadesha. Give me that right knowledge through which I can attain happiness. Saukhya, Sukha, Upadesham Kuru. Saukhya Upadesham Kuru. For to whom? For my own mind and intellect. Please bless me with the right knowledge in my mind and intellect. And what is that right knowledge? That happiness is not in the world outside, it is our Swarupa. And that is Shiva Swarupa. So one who understands that, Bhagwan becomes the Adi Guru and gives the knowledge. And through that makes us most happy. Atmagnan, he is the source of all the, not only Atmagyan, even yoga, etc. He is the source. Dance, he is the source. By even his krityas, his actions, he makes people happy. Bhagwan dances in bliss, Ananda Tandava it is called. So dance out of inner bliss. That is Shambhu. And looking at Bhagwan dance, everybody is mesmerized. Shambhu. Shivji, when he is dancing, Bhagwan Vishnu is playing the mridangam. All the other apsaras, devatas, gandharvas, yaksha, kinnara, brahmaji, everybody has come there when Bhagwan is dancing. He brings happiness to all. Through his meditation also he brings happiness. When he opens the third eye also he brings happiness. When he dances also he brings happiness. Always he brings happiness to people. Giving them the knowledge, he brings happiness. And finally, Bhagwan makes us happy when we realize our Atma is Ananda Swarup Atma. Blissful is our nature. So the devotee of Shiva is always in the state of detachment and happiness. If I am a devotee of Shiva and I am complaining, cribbing, crying, miserable, then I am not truly a devotee. Because if my Bhagwan is full of bliss, he is living in detachment, he is living out of bliss, then why should I not live like that? And that is my Swarupa, he is in my own heart. Will he be happy if I am miserable? Because he is of the nature of happiness, my heart must have that Sattva Guna and happiness. So, Shambhu, I am surrendered, I have surrendered to you. Namami, I bow down. Natoham, I prostrate. That is the only way to know the truth, is complete surrender. Shambhu, I surrender to you, O Shambhu. Does not mean that I don't do the sadhana. When he says here, Najanami yogam japam naiva pujam, does not mean that, oh, this is a license, I don't know anything. Bhagwan, I just surrender to you. And then watch some TV, eat some food, dance with some people. Don't do any sadhana. Why? Na janam yogam japam naiva pujam natoham sada sarvada shambhutubhyam. Chant that 2 minutes and then go and no, there's not an escape route. After one does all sadhanas, also one knows very clearly that these sadhanas are not going to produce realization. Bhagwan's will, Bhagwan will give darshan. Bhagwan's will, the avarana, the veil is lifted, and a person sees that my nature is Sachidananda Swarup Atma. Grace descends when surrender happens. For that surrender to happen, puja, japa, yoga, etc. are important. Yet, we should remember, it is not my effort that is leading me there. Bhagwan is not a product of effort. He is infinite awareness who is there even right now. He is not a result of some karma. Because whatever is produced by karma will be destroyed. It is temporary, it is perishable. Bhagwan is not a product of my sadhana. But my sadhana is to reduce my ego, my attachments, my impurities, and to bring me to this bhav of surrender. My karta bhav goes when we do. See, a devotee, it is not that a devotee doesn't put any effort. Yoga, japa, puja, we should learn. If I don't know, I should learn. See Hanumanji, how much he keeps on chanting name of Bhagwan, keeps serving the Lord. Kannappa served Bhagwan through puja. So many great Mahatmas, they engage in yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Raj Yoga, all that. So a sadhak will do sadhana, but a sadhak knows that it is all dedicated to Bhagwan. Karta bhav has to go. I am only here to serve the Lord, surrender to the Lord. And that sadhana is to keep me in that bhav of surrender. Sadhana is not to say that, oh, I've done this much malas of japa, I am so great, I've done 2 puras charanas already, I've done this much of upvas, I've done this much of dan, and this many yajnas, that much meditation. What is the use if I is so strong? Then that sadhana is not fructified. Sadhana is where I dissolve myself. I goes. Surrender, that is. Natoham sada, at all times. Whether I'm working, whether I'm enjoying, whether I'm doing any spiritual sadhana, at all times I remember that Bhagwan, I am nobody, you are everything. Natoham means that I prostrate. Gurudev used to give a very nice example. When we come in front of Bhagwan in a mandir, let us say, Bhagwan is there, the Murti is there, I am standing. Then why do we prostrate? Even in our everyday meditation, we are doing prostration at the end every day. Because when we stand, Bhagwan is Jyoti Swarup. When we stand tall, then the shadow will be long. If we kneel down, shadow will be half. When we prostrate, there is no shadow. So when we are standing tall, meaning when body identification is there, the shadow, the ego is long. Very powerful, strong ego. Kneel down, meaning reduce the body identification. reduced, ego has reduced. Completely drop the body identification. That's why it is said dandavat, drop like a stick. We drop the body identification. I am not this. Completely the moment it is gone, Bhagwan alone is. That is Natoham. So this is expressing complete helplessness, saying, Bhagwan, I am only dependent on your grace. This is called Ananya Bhav. I depend on nothing else but your grace. I don't depend on my sadhana, I don't depend on people, I don't depend on power, I don't depend on anything else. Only your grace alone. Chahi vidhi rakhe Ram, tahi vidhi rahiye. Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram kahiye. Bas. Bhakta lives in that bhav. What is the will of Bhagwan? I will do that. How will I know the will of Bhagwan? Do the japa, pooja, whichever sadhana, and drop the ego. Keep dropping the ego again and again. Bhagwan's will is expressed through a pure heart, purified mind. And Bhagwan's will is expressed through many things we will know. Once we are tuned, we will know. So this is a beautiful verse. And when we surrender, then what is the prayer? The prayer also is, please protect me and free me from this jara, janma, dukkha, old age, birth, host of afflictions. I am continuously tortured by this. Tatapyamanam, burning. Please protect me. Please save me. Janma already happened. Then how Bhagwan will save me from Janma now? Further Janma. Please protect me. I don't want to get into the mother's womb again and again, get into one more body again. How many bodies will I keep taking like this? Having forgotten you, I am in this situation. So please protect me. Jara, old age, meaning change, continuous change. Even old age specific also it can mean. How many challenges old age brings. And yet we desire I become old and then I will die. Why? And we feel sad that this person died so young. In one way, yes, we feel sad naturally, but when that person has died young, suffering is lesser that way. How much suffering old age brings? Why should I become old? Jara, Janma, Dukkha, host of other afflictions while living. And then we die, again born. So Bhagwan, you please protect me. I don't want to go through this cycle again. Birth, life, death, repeat. How many times this will go on? Please protect me. Prabho Pahi. O Lord, you are the Supreme Lord, most powerful. Namami Isha Shambho. O Shambhu, I prostrate to you. So remember, this was the prayer of the Guru of Kakabhushundeji to release his disciple from the curse, because he did not get up when the Guru came. Out of ego, he sat there, and the Guru was compassionate. Guru didn't take offense, but Bhagwan took offense, and he said, you have been so tamasic, full of ego, become a python because you were very lazy. So all that which we saw, no, that take the form of a snake, your mind is steeped in sin, and take up your abode in the hollow of some huge tree. Like that he gave the curse. Cast him into a hell called Raurava Naraka for a long period of time, and then take birth in subhuman species, go through difficulties, then become a python. All that Bhagavan gave, that curse. Now to save the disciple, Guru gave this 8 verses. And so when Bhagavan heard, then what happened? The Falashruti is given. Rudrashtakam idam proktam viprena harato shaye ye patanti narabhaktya tesham shambhu prasidati. Shambhu becomes pleased. Whoever chants this Rudrashtakam, and which was spoken by the Guru, by this wise master, enlightened master. For what? Haratoshaye, for pleasing Bhagwan, Hara. Ye pathanti nara bhaktya, whoever chants this with bhav, with devotion, tesham Shambhu prasidati. On them Shambhu is pleased. Shambhu also is the first Rudra avatar of 11 Rudras. The first Rudra is Shambhu. So that Shambhu, from whom the whole Srishti comes, that Supreme Lord will be pleased. And so, when Bhagwan Shiva heard all this, then Bhagwan spoke. He said, ask for a boon, O Brahmana, what do you seek? Just now we saw, na, Bhagwan blesses people. So he asked, what is the boon that you want? And so the Guru says that if you are pleased with me, my master, you are very affectionate to those who are meek, who have surrendered, then please first bless me with devotion to your lotus feet. He asked that first. And then he says, please give me another boon also. What is that boon? That, it is your Maya only that the Jiva gets overpowered by it and then behaves in a way which is uh, selfish, arrogant, full of ego. And so this Jiva goes because of that round and round in the circle of birth and death. So he says that please have compassion on my disciple, bless him. He is ignorant. He did not do it in any other way. It is your Maya which has overpowered him, and so he has identified with the body. You are a Lord of compassion. So please don't be angry with him. Be gracious to this creature, O Shankara. Sankara Deen Dayal Ab Ehi Par Hohu Kripal. Sap Anugrah Hoi Jahi Nath Thorehi Kal. Curse of Bhagwan, what he has said can't be completely destroyed, removed, because karma will deserve karma phala. So he says, Bhagwan, you have given him long, many yugas of suffering in hell and human species. Please reduce it, make it short. That's what he says. You are compassionate to those who are humble. So please, your curse may prove to be blessing for him not long afterwards. And please reduce his curse and ensure that he also attains mukti. Bhagwan says, Tathastu. And so, this is the context of Rudrashtakam. And what we saw, it is the expression of the Guru's compassion on the disciple. It is the expression of Bhagwan's glory. And also, finally, the forgiveness of Bhagwan. Bhagwan is pleased and he forgives the disciple. So now we will meditate on the Supreme Lord in the bhav of. So today we will do the japa of Shambhu. So Shambhave Namaha. It comes in the Rudram. Shambhave Namaha. So Ve goes down. Shambhave Namaha. That's the way it is chanted. And with the bhav of surrender.